video. Just a little update from the last video. The trade did get stopped out at break even. Let's see here. But I can just go back. We were longing, and yeah, my trades didn't go that well. Let's see. I closed out some of them in profit, and then I was just down to so much, like so little, like equity. I only had like 20-30 bucks in here above breach, and then it just seemed like they scalped me out $1 at a time. I was trying to bring it back, and they ended up getting me. They ended up getting me a little bit at a time, no matter how much I landed, no matter how good my trades were. I had these, it just helps when you have enough capital to work with. And, if I wouldn't have took these big losses at the beginning, I would have probably pulled more. If I wouldn't have left 1,000 in my account when I withdrew the profit, it would have been better, but I thought I'd left a little bit of a buffer in there and it would have helped me. But in the end, I still ended up breaching. So I took a couple days off and then just got me a small little 10K account just to try to build back up some confidence. And it's been going okay. I'll show you the beginning. My very first trade was $10 loss. Then I brought it back to break even. Then I took another little loss. And then my trades after that have been pretty good. Just been closing $20, $30, $40 at a time. Right now, I have some good positions open. With this breakout, I seen it pumping up. I thought it was going to come back down to 24.20, way down here. And it only came down to 24.50. Then we came up and we came back down last night to 24.90. I had a buy order at like 24.77. It didn't quite reach it. So once I seen that we came back up here, I could tell that we were going to just break out. So I ended up stacking a few ETH lots here with my sell loss right here below the EMA, 200-day EMA. In the New York Open, it's looking pretty good so far. My TPs, I'm targeting about 2,600. The Monday high was right here, 26.14. Weekly POC. So I got it at the weekly POC for TP. I did leave my TP on my 3-lot banger. Up here a little higher in case we do get a pretty good run up to 27.20, which was previous sell-off demand zone under this resistance line here. Right there. So could see some rejections off this. I might end up closing them all out right here just to try to re-enter. I don't know if I'll leave. We had some news. It was really a pity fight between Elon and Trump. Started somewhere here, and then it just fell off a cliff because Elon had threatened to release some information about Trump being on the Epstein list, and it just cascaded the entire market down pretty far. Bitcoin hit all the way down to 100,355. The previous support zone bounced, basically V'd right back up without any retracement. Got right back into structure, and now it's got the bullish sentiment right back to where it was. It's just climbing. There's a lot of liquidations. Go to the 1 week on Bitcoin, and you will see some data. 107, there's some liquidations. As you can see, we're creeping up to it right now. There was a lot at 109. I'm wondering if they're still there. You know, the closer we creep up, people start closing their positions. Okay, here we go. 109. You know, we could easily one candle right up to this. Good leg up. That would be great. Just a good liquidity sweep. And ETH, something similar. Yeah, 2,700. There's a billion of liquidations up there. We could easily spike right up to it. Close out all those liquidations right up there. That's right where my final TP is, and that'll pass my eval. 10K, a little 10K eval. I stacked enough down here conservatively, in my opinion. Could I have got in at a better price? Yes. I did, actually. Kind of bummed. Let me show you. I got in 2404 right here, right at the bottom of this wick. Right. Let me just put a line there. So that was my original entry with one lot, which was a good runner. I gotta say, I am pretty disappointed in myself for closing that one a little early. I closed it all for about $10 in total profit at 24.16. I seen it pump up to, it was kind of consolidating in this wedge, and the news was still pretty hot that day. And I just thought maybe this one candle here kind of scared me out. I thought it was just gonna go down and hit my stop loss was basically at 23.89. And I just didn't want, I had already taken a $10 loss, so I didn't want to start this account off with like multiple $10 little losses. Because I was being pretty conservative. But yep, that was a banger position. I definitely got in again here for one lot at 24.20, but I got stopped out or something. I closed it out for like a $10 loss. Hold on. Oh, I did a short. That's what happened. I tried to short this candle here. It came up at the top of this downward wedge, and I didn't really anticipate this breakout that soon. And then it happened, so then I took an $8 loss here, got my account back underwater. I had a SOL. I had a good SOL long when we were kind of consolidating sideways right here with ETH and SOL. I just decided to kind of open those two, and then took some good profits on those just to get my account back up. I think it was like $30 above break even, and then yeah, today, or was it last night? Yeah, last night I stayed up and waited till after the true day and decided to play around with some of these other coins. Fartcoin, SPX was actually probably one of my better positions that I opened on the dip after it dipped last night. I waited for this dip for Fartcoin and SPX to dip down to some liquidation levels, and then I entered pretty heavy. It was like 3K in margin. I think used out of my 10K. And this morning I scalped out a little bit. Took 38. SPX scalped out a little bit. Took 20. Then I scalped out some more just a few minutes later. 40 at SPX. $21. I entered at $1.17, so it wasn't too bad. I think we hit like $1.30 on it. Yeah, there were some liquidations here that we swept through. You know, we hit $1.30. I think I was just aiming for this liquidation level here. So at 121, when this first pump up to right below the liquidations, I ended up just taking it. It was like right before the breakout, basically, just in case. I wanted to realize some good profits there, so I did the smart thing there. I haven't re-entered on those. They're a little overbought right now. Until we see something come down, I'm not going to touch them. ETH. I like ETH. It's predictable for the most part, and I just what's Bitcoin doing? Looks like we're still pushing towards, you know, a nice good candle that should come up any minute. We're pumping pretty good off the true afternoon here. So I like it. This acts as a nice little launching pad for, we're not quite overbought yet, so we definitely could see 107 next. I believe 107 was the first liquidation spot that we were seeing on the heat map on the 1 week. Yeah, 107. But on the 2 week, zooms out a little more. It's Sunday afternoon going into Monday. You know, we could see 109 on Monday. Hold on. Hey, love.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm in the middle of a video. Well, I'm in the middle of a video. I got my audio going right now, so I won't.
Okay, I love you. I'll let you go. I was just checking in on you guys.
I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Sorry, people. My wife loves me, and well, I'm not sorry for that. She was checking in on me. So back to the video. We're gonna see 109 likely on Monday. Fuck, it could be tonight. It could be any minute. Just bam, one big old candle. But I'm hoping it does like one of these where it just kind of trickles up. Don't want it to go too fast. Want it to be an enjoyable, slow ride up. Oh, I'm tired. Excuse me, guys. Probably won't be too long of a video. But yeah, I want to see ETH slam up. Not slam, we can't really slam up. Jump up there's almost a billion of liquidations up here. There's a lot. There's a lot of money chilling up there. Some good support. It's not even the right price. 30 minutes. Here we go. Yeah, just ignore those lines down there. Let's see. Here we go. 2750. Be a good line to come up to. Got another one here, 2650. I think that's where my other line was. I think I have some profits at 2650. It's 26 Monday high. 2650 would have been not bad too. I don't want to move my TPs up too much because then I just feel greedy. Usually by the time I start moving my TPs up too high, then is a good signal to close. Because then the greed just starts kicking in. But I'd really like to get a good leg up today. We've already broke out of this downward diagonal. We retested here on the, even bounced off the 333-day EMA, estimated moving average, or exponential moving average, whatever that stands for. This little pullback here is healthy. It's just RSI. Excuse me. RSI cooling down. What's frustrating here? I don't know if anyone else has this problem. Sometimes this map this chart freezes. And that's annoying. Look, and it just jumps too. It's like bam, 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 bam. I don't know. Maybe I need a different Ethereum chart. RSI's still climbing. Still pretty healthy. We got a void up here. The true week would be a good spot for it to jump up too quick. This is the only part that kind of scares me. We got a 15-minute bearish order block that becomes a breaker block if we can pump past it, which would be sweet. Battery's dying. This won't be a long video, but I'm just trying to update you guys with like what happened with my other account. Kind of bummed that I lost my 100K funded account. Honestly, I felt like I did everything I could to keep that account. I think I just like went too heavy on the losses at the beginning. And then one of my trades, when my account was like underwater like $4,000 at first, I had probably, when we pumped up to like 107 before we hit the all-time high, I was up like 3K on one of my trades, and greed was so heavy that day. I had left it open thinking like, oh, there's no way it'll come all the way back down and hit my sell loss. And it just kind of did one of these where it just eventually but it was worse than this. It just basically bam, bam. After we ran up and hit 107, I bet I can find it. Yeah, this fucking candle right here, 107. I was up 3K. I entered right here at the bottom of this beautiful beautiful wick, pump straight up, 107. Let's go to the 15 minute just so we can really see it. And I was entered here. I seen a reverse head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder. I entered here. Pretty heavy, 2 or 3 lots, I think, on Bitcoin. So it was like 20, 30 grand. And then it just perfect trade all the way up to 107. I didn't close, like really even take any partials. And then it just came down. I got in denial, came down more. And at this point, I was just like, it's going to bounce here or it don't. And then my sell loss was like right here below the head because I was like, oh, if it's going to come down, it's going to have to break structure, blah, blah, blah. And this is like a market maker pattern. That's what the M is for. Bam. And it did. I thought this was a golden goose. I thought it was just going to go up, come down, go up, come down a little bit, go up, and just hit the all-time high right here. You know, the previous all-time high. Nope. It was like, I'm going to come all the way. It just whipsawed all the way down to just a crazy 15 it was terrible. And now I have a new rule on my sticky note that says if you're ever 2,500 up, full close, no matter what, full close. I was in such euphoria right here that it was crazy. My wife and my friend were telling me to close it. I was up 3K. I was like, no. You know, RSI was overbought. You can see it here on the 15 minute. And then I didn't close it, and it came down here to max pain twice, double bounce, double bottom. I didn't enter here. I was so mad. And then it came right back up. And then it did what it was supposed to. Bam, you know, lower highs or higher lows. And then came up, you know, did what I thought it was going to do. You know, with bam, you know, came up. Because this is what I anticipated when I'd entered here at 103, 104, apparently this came up too quick or something, and then market was like, well, we're going to send it all the way back down, fuck all these. There was no liquidations down here either, like besides like a few. There wasn't anything on the heat map that made sense. It didn't make sense logically that it was coming all the way back down here. So I was in straight denial. I was like, there's no way it's going to come all the way down and hit my sell loss. It absolutely did. Annihilated it. I took like $1,000 loss. I don't even want to go back and find it. But or something. Maybe a $300 loss. I don't know. But it felt like basically it was $3,000 loss because I didn't take it up here. And then plus my $300 sell loss. So it was like a $3,300 loss in my opinion. And my account was already underwater, so I should have just taken it. And then that put me, I was probably $100 away from breach at this point when it hit my sell loss, somewhere around here. And I had to emotionally reset. I missed this double bottom. I don't think I even traded for like a week, because then I watched it come up and do all this stuff and hit all-time highs, and then I missed the curl over on the 111 the night before. I seen it hit. I was right here. I was watching it right here right before I went to bed. It was like right here. Seen it start to come down. My friend's like, short it. I was like, oh, it's too late, blah, blah, blah. But then in my head, I'm like, oh, it might come back up here, hit 111, and then dump. And it did. But I didn't set the trade because I was already so far underwater. I had like $100 left to risk. And if I would have just done that, it would have been great, because we just slowly over the next, this is right when James Wynn or whatever too was just, in his long, and the market just kept slamming it down to liquidate him. And then, yeah, we went sideways for a while, and then Trump and Elon got in a fight right here, and then we just broke structure real quick, liquidate all these people. And this is where I had my new 10K account. Yeah, because I basically fought to stay alive across all this for whatever reason to try to save my account. It was really rough, very difficult. Was kind of like a waste of time in my opinion. I should have just, yeah, taken profit when I was up 3,000. I was more than enough. But because I was like 4 or 5 grand underwater, I was like not satisfied with it because I knew I could make more. Once you like close a $5,000-$6,000 trade, you know, a couple stacked lots that are 1,000, up 1,000 each, you know, it's hard to get used to just being okay with like 3 grand. But that's why I have full close now if I'm up 2,500, because that's enough. Honestly, it's a good day trading. I made that in like an hour, and then I watched it for the next 4 hours just slowly pull away from me. So that was one of the most painful things, and I'm sure you guys have all been there before. It's not fun. So, highly recommend getting good at taking profit when you're up. You know. And now I'm playing with a small little 10K account to get confidence back again, and so that's fun. You know, I see these moves, and it's just been tiny, choppy moves. Market hasn't really fully recovered from all the stuff that happened the last couple weeks. Yeah, we really need to see 109 again. Come up here to this order block. True week. That ain't even the true week. That's true week's down here now. I can move that. But true month. It's some good support here. You know, you can see it come up, bounce a little, bounce. True month is acting as good support now. If it does come back down, true week will act as good support. I think we're gonna break out upwards though at this point. As soon as this breaker block or this order block turns into a breaker block when we wick past it. Same thing happens here. We'll wick right up to this 107. See some take profits here. There's a lot of sell losses here above this last wick, last highest high. And sell orders stack up here in this bearish block. And this is squeezing up into it to magnetize towards liquidation zones that are up here. Lick. Copy. Oh. There's more lick up here. Yep. Yep. I put that right in that liquidity void. So let that play out. Let's see.